Parajuly's The Land Where I Flee Again, another book that I took up from the library. So in the inside cover, it writes, to commemorate Chitralekha's New Penny's landmark 84th birthday, her grandchildren, a New Yorker, a Londoner, and a Coloradoan, are traveling to Gangtok, Sikkim in northeastern India. Agastya, a successful oncologist, dreads his family inquisition into why he is not married and is terrified that the real reason for his bachelordom will be discovered. Joining him are his sisters Manasa and Bhagwati, one the Oxford educated achiever, the other the disgraced eloper, one moneyed but miserable, the other ostracized but optimistic. All three harbor the same dual objective: to emerge from the celebrations with their grandmother's blessings and their nerves intact, goals that will become increasingly impossible thanks to a mischievous maid and a fourth uninvited guest. Discover for yourself what it is. So these are the mountains, and on that it's written, author of the Gurkha's daughter. That's Prajwal. You can see his photograph, and here it's written, Land Where I Flee is his first novel, and parts of it were written while he was a writer in residence at the Oxford Centre for Hindu Studies. Reading from the back in praise of the book, Prajwal's deft portrayal of his characters' relationship both with each other and their old and new homes is original and convincing, just as engaging as his nuanced portrait of a generation caught between East and West is Prajwal's sharp depiction of social and economic problems besetting this little-known part of the world. Illuminating and compelling, Land Where I Flee is a potent mixture of national and familial politics, says a spectator. The Telegraph India writes, easily the most intelligent and entertaining novel to come out of South Asia in a decade. New Statesman writes, Prajwal writes finely crafted prose in which local expressions and ideas constantly jump and weave. Guardian says it's raw and untrammeled. Then we have Irish Examiner writes, in clean, precise prose, Mr. Prajuly's story unfolds through its finely rendered characters. Tension holds the strands of plot in place, building to a thoroughly satisfying climax. The result is an eminently admirable novel. It's must read and see for yourself. That's the ISBN number. I'll read a little from the author's note. It's written, the Chaurasi is a curious event. Not many Nepali-speaking Hindus in India, especially people of my generation, know about it. This could be partly because few people live to see their 84th birthday. When I referred to texts, priests and people in the know about why the 84th birthday was a landmark event and not, say, the 83rd or the 85th one, I was frequently given answers in the form of one or some combination of the following. There are 84 million species on Earth, the soul having so many births, and 84 births taking the human form. Besides, that is 84 lakhs birth taking the human form. Besides the numerical connection brought about by 84, these responses weren't entirely convincing. Also, some sources dismissed the 84 lakh link as hogwash. A somewhat satisfactory, if rarely cited explanation lay in the significance of the lunar calendar and the numbers 108 and 1008, especially auspicious in Hinduism. With 12 full moons a year, it takes 84 years for one to witness 1008 full moons. The 84th birthday is thus celebrated as a day of gratitude to the moon. So that's the map. He has this Tibet, Nepal, Gangtok, that is Bhutan, this is Bangladesh, India. I'm going to read a little from this page, the first one, page number 5, the beginning of the story. The problem with reunions. Blowing thick circular smoke that mirrored the slowly accumulating cirrus clouds in the sky, Chitralekha surveyed the scene unfolding before her from the balcony. Her choice of cigarette, the kind that found favor among the servants, coolies, and construction workers of Gangtok, confounded her doctor as much as the way she smoked it. She puffed on the tobacco wrapping held in an O of her forefinger and thumb. Her technique may have been considered uncouth, and the tobacco flakes in the bidi might pose more harm than those inside an ordinary cigarette butt. Chitralekha preferred relishing her poison the way she did, like the ring that for more than 70 years had swung between her nostrils, stretching the septum. The bidi represented the familiar. With so much change imminent, she found comfort in the familiar. So with that, you plunge into the story. It's beautiful.